We're in this so-called, it's not big beautiful bill for the people of the United States of America. It's actually a big beautiful bill for the rich, because you don't get how taxation and high prices works when the rich have to pay more and prices go up to make you pay for those taxes. They don't pay taxes. Taxation is just an excuse to keep the poor, make more poorer people, keep the middle class where they are, and make most of them even poorer. They're going back to a king style kingdom. Rich and poor. That's it. Rich is above, poor is below, and the poor is always treated like maggots, civilian pukes, subjects. You're something else. You're not what they tell all of us we are as a whole. When they individually seek people out, when they're out there on the roads and on the streets and they're actively singling people out, they're not looking at us all as a whole, and they can't touch any of us because we're protected under being a citizen. We're protected from them under being a civilian. We're protected from them under being the public. They're not supposed to look at one person and then, well, that one's not part of everybody else anymore because I'm looking at that one. That one's looking at me. Oh, now I'm going to single that person out and not attach them to the group mentality thing that we're supposed to all be for. Protect and serve. Protect themselves from death and serve their bosses that's above them, and the ones that's above them, and the ones that's above them that tell all the ones below what to do or what they can do, which is whatever they want. Just make sure we get this. We have this. And the masses stay the way they are, so we all are where we are and have what we have. And have the ability to do what we can do, which is whatever they want. They got pure freedom. We don't. They can do whatever they want. They can shoot people running away. Ooh, I can't shoot someone. Well, you shot someone when they was running away. Well, if a cop can do it. If I become a cop and I put a badge on and all of a sudden I can do it now, just because it's a magical suit and a name, I can all of a sudden start shooting people. Pow, 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 pow. And get away with it, lose my job, maybe lose my peace officer license for that state I'm working in. I'll just go to another state. They don't do background checks. And I can become some sort of cop or authority figure over there and still get to do what I want. Even the department I work for will give them a good lie to get me hired. Because there's not enough people holding them accountable that's not in the government. We, the people, are supposed to hold them accountable. Regressing your government under the First Amendment to hold them accountable through speech and actions. Because actions speak louder than just words. And they know it. They show their actions, but everybody sits here and believes their words first. And don't look at their actions first. And have that as second. Okay, yeah, I see. They're not lying. They're doing what they said they would do or would not do. Well, actions. Well, they're doing what they said they were not going to do. No new wars. Well, new war with Iran. Again. I mean, it's an old war. We've always been at war with Iran. It don't matter. We've always been at war with them. We got a base in their country. We've got standing armies in other countries. Standing armies in this country called police, sheriffs. They're all federal agents. Officers of authority. They're all federal agents. Officers of authority. U.S. citizens. 18 U.S. Code 911, 912. Strict states plain and clear what a U.S. citizen is. Agent, employee, and officer of authority. They're all one. Officers with authority or of authority. Of authority. They don't know, they don't have authority. They're just of authority and given privileges that are, more rights than that we can't have. We're not supposed to have, even by God. So, yeah, they're 10 men, like I said. They have no more rights than we do, unless you let another man say they can have more rights than you. At least it got the criminal when they killed an innocent or shot up an innocent person driving a vehicle for the criminal, his own vehicle, so the criminal can get away. They have the right to kill you to get the criminal. Your life does not matter to them as long as they get the criminal. The child's life is not important as long as they get the victim. I mean the predator, the real criminal, because they don't want that criminal to get away. Even though that criminal has a child, they can put its life in danger to stop the criminal. Pointing guns in the kid's direction and could accidentally pop with them hair triggers. Hair triggers. You ever pulled a trigger on any guns? Go to one of gun shops, and they'll hand you an empty gun, and then say, when you say, I want to check, the trigger pull on all your handguns. I want to know what they feel like. And then you'll have those ones that just click. It's just, you take the string and just click. And pull it back a little bit. That's a hair trigger. They touch that thing, it could go off. Kill that kid. Who's the next dude? But they got the criminal. They got the pedophile. The kidnapper. Pull at your heartstrings. It's just that one kid. We don't care about your life, your kid's life, your parents' life, because we are prepared to shoot and kill every one of you in our mind. And we have to turn off our heart from our mind to do our job, like the Nazi OSS police did the same exact stuff. Show me your papers. That's your identity on it. That the government says, that's you. Yep, we said that's you. It's on our documents. You've been documented. You're a slave. Slaves are documented. Slaves have things written up on them. It says about them and everything. You have no right to privacy from your masters, your true master. Everyone in that so-called imaginary government and these imaginary states. No governors, wouldn't have the states. No, just saying city with a mayor, a leader. We take care of everything. We can just build everything. We don't need them. We can do it. We'll have more money, and it'll be done cheaper. Because if there's no one else to say, well, we're going to charge this much, that's the way it is, and then you need that, so we can charge more because you need it, you have to have it now. When we could just go out and do it and it'd be cheaper and we'd have more money. We wouldn't have to worry about taxes going up. No, no. Someone needs to build a building for a business. Well, it comes out of them, their family, to help them build that building, create a business. They pay them back and then they make money. No rent. You're done with the building, sell it. Don't rent it out. Help someone else out so they got money in their pocket and they're making money and able to save money. Sell it. All this rent property and stuff, it's just draining people from out of pocket from going out and traveling and having fun and you know, where everybody's at work, at home, at the bar, at the grocery store, same old stuff. We're all predictable. Church, we go to all these places, but we're predictable. We do the same things. Might not be every day, but every month we do all the same things. We don't do nothing different. Nothing gets changed up because we're not living out in reality. We're living out in man's world. Working, making man's money. Man created that money. So, oh, I hate sneezing. Really messes with my sinuses. But yeah, they just manipulated everybody into thinking they have to work, and no, we don't. We can all help each other. Everybody's growing different stuff, and we could trade. Oh, I'm not growing this, and you got that. You know, you got what I'm not growing, and I got something you're not growing. We'll trade. Pound for pound. Like 5 apples for 5 oranges, something like that. And then depending on how small, cherries or whatever was in it, pound for pound. Anything smaller, anything large, it could be one thing for one thing. No more putting an actual just price on things that, because you can't do one cherry for one big, orange or, no. You got to go by the weight. Or what you deem, is enough for that apple or orange. That's a good handful. But we can get out of this. It's just people is too afraid to live without government. That's the problem. Everybody's too afraid to live without government. Nobody's brave enough to live without government. Except for these people that go out and do these homestead things off the grid. They're not quite completely 100% off the grid. They'll get propane, and it'll run things that's somebody's got to get it. You ain't getting it. You're not completely 100% off the grid. The government's getting it. You're depending upon what that government has, that propane or. And then when the government makes it rain, you're also kind of dependent on the government to make it rain, not just God. You need the rain. Government can make it rain. And then that rainwater, it's really not yours. They created it. It's theirs. You can't collect rainwater because some of that's, or most of that's ours. We created it. Not nature. Not natural. Or naturally. Man-made. Artificial. Like this stuff, man-made, artificial. You know, this is man-made, and it still more than likely has some sort of chemical in it, so it's not fully natural. So they can tax it. They can't tax natural things if there's no chemicals in it that can hurt you, that they created and then put in it so they could, so you paid for something, and so they can tax it. That's theirs. It's artificial. Has to be artificial so they can tax it. That's what y'all don't get. That's why they can tax paper towels. It's not fully and completely just paper from trees, natural. They spray them, they dye them, they put dyes on them for pictures, designs. Not natural, and you're rubbing that on your face. Your skin absorbs what's even in that ink. Fluoride. It's right there, readily accessible for your skin to absorb when you're sweating and you go to wipe your face off, your hands off. Get you a little bit, get you some of that tap water and have one of them strips that shows you there's fluoride in it. And then after you do that, it says there is, set it aside and have another test strip. Stick your fingers in that for a minute, or even just 30 seconds. Pull them out. Check it again. The strip will be a lot lighter, or it won't show any, because your skin automatically absorbs everything that is in that water, because you have sweat holes. You're a sponge. You have a little bitty holes you cannot see without a magnifying glass. And one of them tops, you stick things under to look real close or deep into them. Onto microscopes, I guess. You gotta have a microscope. Micro to see small things. You got holes all in you. You're a sponge. And that's a fact. You can look it up. You can find that information. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You all take care, fellow grown-up children of the political parental government.